Today we're gonna make a vanilla bean anglaise, which is a super simple custard sauce that is perfect for dipping cookies or brownies or using to serve with tarts and pies. It's especially nice with like rich chocolate desserts, like my flourless chocolate hazelnut cake or salted caramel tartlets. This sauce is the perfect accompaniment. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new and delicious recipe. Let's get into it. So, anglaise is super easy. It's basically the same as an ice cream base, if you've ever made an ice cream base. It's just a simple stirred custard. So we are gonna start with our milk, and then I'm going to use this same container to scale my cream. I only have one of these, so, and I imagine you do too. Cream. And then we are going to put about half of our sugar. The other half is going to go with our eggs. You can eyeball it. It's not that serious. You do want some in your milk and cream mixture to keep it from kind of scorching on the bottom. The sugar helps with that. So we are now going to split and scrape our vanilla bean. You could also use spent vanilla bean pods if you have those left over from other, kind of pastry cream or, brownies or any sort of baked goods, whatever. But we are going to use a fresh one, so I'm going to go ahead and split that down the center, and then I'm going to open it up. Now these vanilla beans they are luscious, and they have a lot of seeds. So I'm going to put all of those in there, scrape down the other side, get that in the pot, and then I'm going to put the pod in there as well. In for a penny, in for a pound. And it's going to steep long enough and cook long enough that you're going to get all the benefits of having the pod. Give that a little stir, just so that the sugar kind of, mixes in a little bit. Now we are going to bring this to a boil before we temper it into our eggs. So go ahead and turn it on, on fairly high. I am not going to whisk my eggs with my sugar just quite yet because sugar will coagulate the eggs if you put them in there too soon. So it'll kind of almost be like you have cooked pieces in there. So we don't want that. So we want to do that just when we're ready. Our milk has started to warm, so we're going to go ahead and whisk together our eggs and get those ready. So we'll just add the rest of the sugar. All right, and then we're just gonna wait. You can see that it's beginning to bubble on the outsides, and you can tell that it's just about to go in the center, because you can start to see how it's, there she goes. Yes. And now we are ready to pour that in. So I'm just gonna give it one little whisk before I start, and just kind of slowly add it in. This is called tempering because you're tempering the heat of the eggs up to the temperature of the milk, slowly and gradually so as not to cook it. And then I've got some left in my pot, and I'm just gonna pour it back into my pot. So you're gonna pour the egg mixture back into the pot, whisking constantly. And now we're gonna continue cooking it over the stove. All right, so we are then going to just continue to cook this kind of over medium heat until it reaches about 170 degrees or 175. You can also do it until nappant, so basically that means until it coats the back of a spoon when you run your finger through it. But I find it easier to not overcook it if I'm actually, monitoring the temperature. But if you don't have a thermometer, that's okay. Once you've tempered your milk into your eggs, it's already pretty warm. And you're kind of just getting at the last 10 degrees. You want to make sure that you stir constantly, no stopping. All right, so I'm at 170. I'm going to take a little bit closer. Technically, 180 is nappant, but don't forget that it is going to continue cooking. And I don't have any ice in my apartment, and so I don't want it to overcook while it is cooling. If you take it off now, it's okay. You cooked the eggs when you poured the boiling milk on them, but you know, this is just to kind of get the thickening properties. If you take it off now, it's going to be, you know, kind of loosey-goosey and thin. But you can see that it's thickened, that it's kind of like, you know, it provides resistance. And since we're making a sauce, you know, that's what you want. So I'm gonna pull that off. I'm gonna pour it through a strainer to catch the pod. But you can see that it is perfectly cooked down there. No coagulated bits. I would not suggest making this recipe to spin into ice cream, by the way. You're gonna get an icy ice cream. You can make my vanilla bean ice cream up there, which is super rich and luscious. But I am gonna cover the top of this with plastic wrap, and then I'm gonna pop this in the fridge to chill it. All right, so go ahead and cover this with plastic wrap. This keeps it from getting a skin because of the proteins, the casein proteins in milk and cream. That's what gives you that skin. So just go ahead and put this directly on the surface, and then we will pop this in the fridge and chill it. It's gonna take several hours, especially since I don't have an ice bath, sadly. Our Anglaise is cool, and I'm so excited to show you what it did. See how it moves and it's like thickened, and it's nice and silky smooth and like luscious. So now it's ready to adorn any sort of tart or pie. This is a beautiful adornment for like if you're gonna serve brownies or any sort of like a dipping sauce for cookies. Forget cookies and milk. Cookies and Anglaise is where it's at. Shall we try it? I think we shall. I mean, it's a little weird to just like eat some custard, but I'm here for it. Just do the hard work. You know, just really the hard stuff. It's such a beautiful vanilla flavor. It's like perfectly sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's super silky smooth, and it's just like, it's like everything you want in an ice cream, but like a sauce.